Disgaea. And we're gonna storm Baal's castle. As for what's all changed, I'm going to leave that a little vague. For the time being, we are bringing out Laharl. Level 2646. With his level 100 Cosmic Blade is just under 160,000 attack power. So when I hit this level 1500 Ifrit, it dies. So unfortunately you can see Laharl still takes damage here. Let's Blade Rush these two. And then there was one. So notice this guy has a lot of fire resistance. Okay, the weakness is ice.
Oops, hurt me!
And that's that. So real quick I'm gonna heal so Laharl's at full. Take a deep breath. And here we go. Lord of Terror.
Who the hell is this guy? You gotta be kidding! Level 4000! The Lord of Terror, Baal. The legend was true.
And with that, we are in. So, if you notice, the bonus gauge does list some pretty significant stuff. You can get the rank 39s from here. You can see there's a rare galactic staff. You could get the legendary, is what I meant to say. As for Baal, 280,000 attack power, 250,000 defense, basically 200,000 stats across the board, until you get to his hit points, which are 3.2 million. He has two moves, Sword Rain and Grand Sword. Moves 9, jumps 60, but this place is flat, so that doesn't really matter. Wielding a Nemesis in a Super Robo Suit. So, first things first. Yoink. The rarity on this one doesn't really matter that much. Let's see what it actually is. Rarity 3. So, believe it or not, Laharl actually can use that. So he gets a little bit more survivability if I put that on in place of his Testament. Or his Exodus, I mean. I get the best return for actually putting it over the Testament, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, even though my statistician is on that. So now I want to steal the Nemesis too. As a result, I need to kind of put out a sacrifice. Sorry, man. Times are tough. So when you end turn, Baal cannot take action, but he will kill the guy that's holding him. And that will allow me to use the next bandit hand to steal the Nemesis. This I want to be rarity 2. Oops, wrong character. Oh, I lucked out! So the reason why I want it for rarity 2 is because of the Arcadia, so I'll get a synergy bonus here. The bad news is this only has 10 population, so I can't actually make it like a perfect Nemesis. But that really doesn't matter. I mainly wanted the rarity. So this is best case scenario for me, and I didn't even have to reset or anything. So right here, I think I'm going to let him butcher James, because James's outlived his usefulness, basically. So by stealing those items, Baal's stats have gone down to around the low being the speed at 170, while the high being the attack at 200. So yeah, he had an influence. So right here, I want to lure him closer to the base panel. And I'm going to turn his animations on so you can see the moves. Mine are staying off. So first up is Priere. So she said 180,000 attack, just under 80,000 defense. She is wielding a Lucifer Force, rarity 0. Unfortunately, since it's level 60, I don't get a stat boost for swapping this out. In fact, I lose a lot of stats. So that's staying where it is. And then I gave her some other items that just have rarity synergy stuff. Damn it. So that's number 1. Number 2. The Prince, of course. Actually, how do I want to do this? So I basically just need to survive this round. Then we'll bring out Rosalind. Her stats, 300,000 attack power. Yes, she hits harder than Baal. She is wielding a level 60 Nemesis. And then, unfortunately, her rarity number is 1. If you don't know what that is, it's referring to this. I've only been able to find a Nirvana with a rarity of 1, so she's actually considerably weaker than she should be, believe it or not, when her stats are actually this ridiculous. And then we have Adele. As for his stats, he has 230,000 attack power. And the reason for that being is he's wielding a level 50 Nemesis, and his rarity number is 7, and I have a few of these. I'm missing 1 to be able to give him a perfect set. So unfortunately, Baal resists fire. That's a RNG type thing, I believe, for what he actually does resist. As a result, Vulcan Blaze is not as effective because it's a fire type move. So I'm going to go ahead and just... Actually, we'll use Dragon Rage here. Actually, no, I want to hit him. That way I can absorb a counterattack. But Lahara will use Night Sever. So you can see how his damage was diffused across the entire team. Now, unfortunately, I think he can kill Adele like this. So I'm going to bring her out, hide her all the way back here, and use an Omega Heal. Hi! Damn, that did so little. But right there, we shaved off about 1/5 of his health. Now that's his basic attack. So you can see Laharl got hurt. Bringing Flan out for healing duty, even though I would like to have her on spellcasting type stuff.
Oops, pardon me.
Gonna bring out Marjorie for combo effect. Now I want Marjorie over here. And the moment you guys have been waiting for. So I know a lot of you guys are complaining, hey, the series is taking too long. Is there anything you can do to speed it up? And the answer to that is yes. I can jump into the fray myself. So it's time to unleash the Dark Hero. So I'm going to stand over here. And since the Yoshitsuna is ranged, I can actually... Let's go one space further out. So I can hit him with this from a distance. It's not going to do too much because I only have 100,000 attack power at the moment. I'm only level 800 compared to everyone else who's in the thousands. So there is that working against me, but in the meantime we are going to fire off a Terra Ice. I'm going to recall Jessica and bring out Emily. And the reason for that being is I want to go on the offensive here. Oh yeah, we want to see something neat that kind of changed. So look at her weapon, Legendary Galactic Staff, which is what Flan's wielding, except Flan's is level 100. Then if you scroll down to my Lady Knight, she also has a Legendary Galactic Staff. I've been finding crap loads of these things ever since I got the one, and you really only need one. It's just I grabbed the other ones just to try to show you guys, as well as those clips you saw at the beginning of this video. So we're going to do a Night Sever. Okay, combo time. So I didn't really do anything, but those are to try to build up the combo gauge. So yes, we did 600,000 damage to him. Technically higher than that, but that's actually pretty bad how much damage Planar took. Or not Planar, Prier. He could kill Prier here, which is really bad. Don't counter, don't counter, don't counter! Wow. So yeah, let's get an Omega heal out. Gonna put this on Rosalind. And you can see that Baal is about half dead. So once again, I'm just going to fire off these to build up the gauge. Gonna swing myself. And now if I could use Adele and Prier's special moves, I could do a bit more, but I can't. So 0, 0, 0. Unfortunately, Marjorie is never really going to be that good on me because she's a magic-using monster. Adele could die here. Keep getting by the skin of my teeth. And you can see that the Omega heal is basically a full heal for them, which is pretty badly needed, all things considered. So he's down to 1/3 of his health left. Let's swing. And I believe next round will be the end of him. Damn it, he missed that last one. So I'm getting that rare galactic staff for my trouble, but it's down to 300,000 hit points. There's a special. So here's that Frieza moment from Dragon Ball Z where Dende got blown up. Then you realize, hey, it's just this that's left. So the thing is, this is still more than enough to finish him off. So I'm going to go over here and use Night Sever myself, because I think I can hurt him with that. Although I want to still lead off with Terra Ice. So Night Sever, and we're using Dragon Rage here since Adele's dead. This should be the end of him. Defeated Super Overlord Baal achievement unlocked. I beat him. Now I'm the Lord of Terror. Well done. Who's there? Well done, Laharl. You have grown. That voice. The demon which you just defeated, Baal, the Lord of Terror, was planning to conquer all the netherworlds in existence. Your father gave his life in order to stop Baal from achieving his ambition. My old man did? That is correct. Your father succeeded in sealing away Baal, but in the process he exhausted all of his power. I see. My old man fought him here. Laharl, you have assumed your father's role as Overlord and have fulfilled your duty remarkably well. You have earned the right to call yourself Laharl, the Lord of Terror. Who are you? Laharl, become a great has earned the title, Tyrant. So if you're wondering what that means, for the longest time Laharl's title was Prince or Demon Prince, I forgot what exactly. He's the Tyrant now. And if you're wondering what exactly this means, the change is purely cosmetic, I'm afraid. It really doesn't do anything. So this is the first instance where titles can change. This can happen in Disgaea too, if you do certain things. The only one I remember offhand is Adele getting the title Prism Black, as in the Black Prism Ranger. Unfortunately, his sprite doesn't change in any way, shape, or form. It's just, he gets the title, and in that very scene, Rosalind was begging the Prism Rangers to make her Prism Pink. Her wish was not fulfilled, in case you're wondering. So with that, we have 2 new tools in our inventory. So the rank 40 armor piece, the Super Robo Suit. And then we also got an additional Nemesis, and this one is intended for pre-air. I definitely want to keep it, even though specialist-wise it isn't perfect or anything. It's just something. As for this one, it's actually kind of decent. It has some dud specialists in there, but it's not a big deal. Population 11, that means it maxes at 15. I don't remember if 15 is the maximum for an item or not, but it'll reach maximum capacity at the end. The only problem is, well, I guess I could keep Laharl's rarity number at 3. It's just I have to give him a better weapon then. So in case you're wondering how we're going to wrap this episode up... Wow, this isn't very good, I don't think, but oh well. I'm just going to toss it in the box for the time being. By the way, check it out. Rank 40 Fist. Legendary rank 39 Spear. I also have the rank 40 Staff here. Rank 39 Bow. And in case you're wondering about what I'm using with the Yoshitsuna, it's level 30. I didn't go very deep into it because I didn't really have the power at the time. So in case you're wondering the sequence of events, I went ahead and got the Lucifer Force all the way to 60. I think this was the highest I could actually get it. Once I did that, I went into Adele's Nemesis, got it up to level 50. That pushed his stats to where they are now, and then I used him to clear the Nemesis up to level 60 for Rosalind, pushing her up to here. And by doing that, I was able to actually get here, but I still have some ways to go. So I don't want to use the Awesome Hand just yet, but to wrap up this episode, it's going to be a fairly brief one, all things considered. Now, I don't know if I'm going to survive this. I'm not promising to win it, but we're going to go fight Prinny Baal, just so you can see what he's like. So after killing Baal, he is reincarnated as a Prinny, which you see here, level 6,000, 7.6 million hit points. He is wielding a Nemesis Mark II weapon and a Prinny costume as his armor piece. You can see his title is Uber Prinny. So it's kind of hard to see, but his attack... I can't do it. So I can't use the mouse, but if you look at his attack stat, you'd probably think, hey, that's 300,000, but then you realize there's something kind of obscured by that K in attack. And then you realize that's not 300,000 attack, that's 1.3 million. So yeah, the Prinny will mess you up. So the trick to this is you want to go jack his stuff. Oh, I can't. So yeah, this is where this video is going to end. I'll let him kill the team, but... in order to deal with him, I'm going to need to get the thief up higher in terms of level, so that I can steal the stuff, and then you want to put this stuff on your team and use it to kill him. So unfortunately, since I can't steal it, I can't actually show you what it's like, but it's level 100 already, so that's why his stats are so damn high. There can be specialists in there. I think there has to be at least 2. Well, since it's a legendary, there might be 4. But the thing is, you have no way of getting those specialists out because the item's already level 100. It's maxed. You cannot go into the item world for either one of those. So I'm just going to unload the team, let him butcher them. He has all the typical Prinny moves. I'm going to turn the effect off. If I actually wanted to make this fast, I just have to throw him into the base panel. He will destroy it, but the thing is that will make it so I only have to kill the guys on the field. So let's see if we can even scratch him. Nope. So he should be able to go in the middle and use Prinny Beam, and that'll be that. Or he's going to kill them one by one. So this is a trend that keeps up in future Disgaea games. You get one obstacle out of the way, and then you learn that it ultimately does... like it's just a stepping stone to an even bigger fight. So the next order of business is Prinny Baal. Once you're able to beat him, you can actually fight Zetta. You can fight Zetta at any time, I think. It's just, if you can't beat Prinny Baal, Zetta is going to kill you. So yeah, we beat Baal. Prinny Baal is now the obstacle. When we beat Prinny Baal, then Zetta becomes the obstacle. And once you beat Zetta, you can go into Etna mode and do it all over again with everything stronger. So the thing I came over here for was the Dark Record. So you can see that Baal has been added to the list. We have Prinny Baal over here, and I think this is Zetta. So this is going to be Item God 2, and I don't remember which this one is. So we're starting to fill this in, only 4 to go, and unfortunately those 4 are going to take months yet. In case you're wondering, the Item God 2 is stronger than Baal. It's about as strong as Prinny Baal, I think. And Zetta, strongest guy in the game. Luckily, he only move 1 square at a time, so you have that can kind of work to your advantage. There is a strategy where you can actually kill him using mages. You have a thief keep throwing him 6 spaces away. Then you get the thief to safety, and then you just bombard him as he crawls back over to you. I don't know if I'm going to cheese him that way. It's just be aware that exists. I had to cheese a lot of the other guys up until now, so might as well keep going, right? As for the whole bestiary thing, the only thing that's left to unlock is this job, which is the EDF soldier from the whole Earth Invades chapter of the War of the Netherworlds Part 1 and 2. If you want these, you have to get a gun user up to skill level 20. Basically, you get Toten Cruise, I think it is, or Doppelganger. I forgot what the ultimate gun move is called exactly. Once you have access to that, that unlocks the EDF Soldier, which is a pretty tanky unit. Overall, it's not really that important, so I don't have anyone wielding a gun. Keep in mind, you could always have a Majin equip a gun, give him a bunch of arms masters, send him in the item world, and you can actually get to that pretty quickly. I mean, my Dark Hero unit is, I think, at 28 in terms of weapon mastery, so it's pretty quick. But yeah, next order of business is going to just be getting sheer levels so that I can actually bridge that gap. Unfortunately, the 4 monsters down here, they do not level up well. I told you Priya can if you give her intel, Marjorie technically can if you start playing to her spells. But Adele and Rosalind only can hit 5 squares at a time, so they are handicapped by that, I'm afraid. But still, I think if I can get Prinny Baal's equipment, that won't be as much of a problem. And in case you're wondering about the whole Dark Hero unit, this is for Etna mode. When you go into end mode, you cannot use Laharl, so I need someone to pick up the slack that Laharl had, and that's where this guy comes in. So in case you don't know what that actually is, that's the Divine Majin, the final Majin. I'll pull those up here before we wrap up the video, but you can see they start out with 110% aptitudes across the board. All stats are high, Ultimate Humanoid, S rank for all the weapons. And then once you unlock the 4th tier, the aptitudes go up to 120% across the board. And they only get stronger all the way up until Divine Majin. And in case you're wondering, that Divine Majin has 4,000 in reincarnated levels stored away, so he's actually much, much stronger than a level 800 should be, and that's not even factoring in his equipment. So yeah, I have a few ringers in my ranks, it's just now I have to get them up to stuff. And the way I'm ultimately going to do this is I'm going to put stronger enemy bills out there. I'm going to have whoever I want to level up put on the Super Robo suit so they can get in range of the things I want to kill inside of the Demon Hall mirror. If you didn't notice, this gives you movement speed and jump power so you can actually get to places you couldn't get to before. And that's how I'm going to start powering up. But, like I said, that's probably going to be a couple months away because here it's the really tedious part where I actually have to get the levels instead of just leveling up my equipment. I could look into boosting the equipment a little bit further, but I'm at my limit for that at the time being. So yeah, without any further ado, we're wrapping it up here. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.